Untangled with Carollee, where we unravel the wisdom that it seems so hidden in life's tangled moments. It's about turning chaos into clarity and really finding the wisdom in struggle. Just recognizing that there's a lesson to be learned most of the time and seeking out that lesson of what that is. And just remembering when you're going through it that you're coming out on the other side. And so it's like getting rid of those knots. And it's the NOTS, getting rid of those knots in life. Welcome. I have a cold today, so I apologize for some maybe coughing and sneezing that might happen. I'm super happy to fucking have you here. I've been practicing with my voice technique and communication and telling stories, and I'm really very excited about it. I'm working on pauses rather than ums, so's, and ands. And although they are still happening, they're happening less. And sometimes they come through and I notice it and I'm able to get rid of it. But this podcast for me was really about growth for myself and also at the same time a passion that I have for being of service to the world and telling my story and hoping that that helps anyone along that it resonates with. I'm never trying to change anyone, not even in the least. I feel like all of our journeys are different, and you can pick up bits and pieces of things that I have that will help you. Some things won't help you, but really understanding that whatever works for you is what works for you, and you have to figure that out. There's no one coming to save us. There's no directional handbook that works for everyone. We're all just individuals. I wanted to talk about rejection today and how that can feel so intense when it's happening. I know for me, in the past, rejection has felt as though it impacts my value and what I'm worth. And if I was rejected by somebody, it would really inhibit me to want to proceed forward in another situation. But I've learned that actually rejection is part of life. When someone rejects you, breaks up with you, doesn't want you around, sometimes there's a reaction that many have of a neediness of wanting that person back. But what I have learned for me is if that person doesn't want to be in my life, then that's all I need to know. I want people in my life who want to be there, who want to build me up, who want to bring positivity, who are not just in it for themselves. It's about sharing and giving, and it's not transactional. But let's get back to that rejection. There are people who are going to watch my YouTube videos, they're going to listen to my podcasts, and it's going to resonate with them. And they're going to subscribe and they're going to come check me out every Monday when my podcast gets published. There are people who are going to scroll through my YouTube, see my thumbnail, and just keep going. It's not going to grab them. There are people who are going to kind of take a look and play my podcast, and just turn it off immediately. There are going to be people who have things to say and leave comments about what I'm putting and maybe disagree with me. But what I'm the message I'm trying to get from this is not everyone is going to be interested in Carollee. Not everyone is going to want to listen to Untangled. And that's okay. I'm not going to resonate with everyone, and I know that right now. I understand that going in, and I don't want to force anyone to listen to me or watch my YouTube videos, or I don't want to force anything on anyone that, like, if something I'm explaining, if my message doesn't come across to people, I don't want to force you to live a life the way I'm living. It's, I believe everyone has their life to live, and I am not a person that's going to push m- what's working for me on others. I just don't believe that that's what life is about. I am not pushing an agenda on people. This also comes with relationships. I don't want to push myself on anyone if I am not someone that they want to be with, then you just need to tell me, and I'm happy to move along my way. I have not always been this secure with myself. It took practice. But my point is, not everyone, if you're dating right now, is going to jive with you. And understanding that that is okay, that not everybody's going to see all your amazing qualities up front, but going through those times and understanding that it's not everyone is meant to like us. Is it really rejection? It's a matter of you really don't want to end up with a person who doesn't want to be with you. It would be quite miserable. Being okay with that and understanding that it's just an experience. And it has nothing to do with your worth and if you're valuable. It just means that that is not your person. This isn't someone that can be your best friend or a friend or a partner. It's not meant to be easy. And I think that we put a lot of pressure on, why is this so easy? I know for me, when I was dating a few years ago, I initially started out as, like, every date I would go on, I would get discouraged and be like, this is not my person. And it felt discouraging and uncomfortable. But when I switched how I was looking at it, which what I did is, each of these dates are an experience that I can learn from. I can have fun, and it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't turn out to be someone that I want to hang out with. I can learn from it. I can have a fun date. I can get to know someone new. Maybe it'll turn into a friendship. Maybe it won't. But when I took that pressure off of how disappointing it would be if this wasn't my person, it changed dating for me. So, my hope of this podcast is for you to understand that rejection has nothing to do with your value or your worth. You are worthy and valuable, and it's okay to go through different people and them not jiving with you. It's completely okay because you'll have an ebb and flow of jiving with people. And dating is a process, and I don't think it's meant to be easy. I don't think, because we have these intricacies and ideas of what we want with two individual people, it takes time. and being okay with that and understanding it and turning it into like this is a journey. It's a journey of experience, and every date is going to form who I am, and like I'm going to have fun and choose to make it a learning experience or just an experience and taking the pressure off. Can you do this in all areas of life? Because I invite you to understand that rejection does not have anything to do with anything other than this is not someone that you jive with, and that that's okay. And also you're also being that person, that you're also, is this someone that I want to spend a lot of time with? And it's okay if it's not. It's absolutely okay to say to this person, I had a really great time with you. Um, I hope you understand that I'm searching for someone that I want to spend my life with. And I don't feel that chemistry, and I don't feel that way. But I had a really fucking good time with you. And thank you for the date. It was fucking exciting, and I had a really great time. So it's a different way of looking at life, right? We can put so much meaning on rejection, which actually it could be a character building thing that you are learning to become like callous to. It can build self-confidence. I know there's the More Plates, More Dates gentleman, Derek, and he has shown videos of how he started approaching women. And it eventually started building his confidence, and how hard it was for him at first. And I did something similar when I first moved to Washington. Is it wasn't just about men or trying to find a man. I made it a challenge for myself to talk to two people a day. I lived in a very small town, so that made it very difficult to run into two people a day unless I was going out somewhere. So I had to like manipulate it a bit, but it can just be character building. Even if you're speaking to another girl, sometimes I would be getting my coffee and I would strike up a conversation with someone in the line in front of me. They ordered a drink, and I'd be like, hey, can you tell me what you like about that drink? It sounds super interesting. And just have a little conversation with someone new. It it just builds you as a person, and maybe you'll meet a best friend out of it, and maybe you won't. It's it's like what I talked about from the beginning, about how I'm choosing to do this podcast to grow as a person. It's hard. I'm watching communication videos. I'm learning ways that I can speak better, to change my voice octaves, to become a better storyteller. So, like these things that have happened to me in my life that are actually quite interesting, but because I haven't known how to share my story, it seems less interesting. So, I'm doing this to do better, to bring better content to you, because I feel like I am here for a purpose. And regardless of my ego and how I fucking feel about it, and if I'm scared or if I'm embarrassed, I know that these things are going to help me grow as a person. But not only that, it's not about me, it's about how I can share my story with you and impact you in a way that it's going to touch you and let you realize that you are capable of amazing fucking things, and show you that I started out in a similar place as you, and I've slowly developed these tools and these skills that are propelling me in another direction. And you can be propelled in another direction. You are capable. It just takes practice and understanding that these things that may feel debilitating to you actually can be turned around into things that can help you grow and become more confident and just change how you feel every day about your life. But not only that, you can have a life that you absolutely fall in love with. Sorry, my nose is kind of running. And that's what I'm here for, to show you that your life doesn't have to be mediocre. You don't have to be stuck, that these are just beliefs that you're telling yourself, and changing how you believe things. Just for instance, like rejection. If you change what you believe rejection is to actually something that's actually like, oh, everybody has this, and it doesn't mean anything about who I am or the worth that I have. And of course, it makes sense that I'm not going to jive with everybody. I mean, other people don't always jive with me. And changing these beliefs and then having these tools available to you to help you understand that you are in charge of your life. Nobody else. Nobody else can say, "Oh, you can't do that. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to go to the gym? That's hilarious." Because the people that you have around you, especially in the beginning of your journey of change, are likely going to be insecure by it. It's going to scare the fuck out of them. And they're going to say things to you to deter you and pull you back to their level. They are comfortable where you are, but you don't have to fucking be comfortable with it anymore. You can take these steps, and understanding whether you're in a difficult relationship, someone that wants to keep you stuck in their area, if you understand that you don't have to stay there and that it's okay to be rejected, this is only going to make you stronger. And these things that scare you, it's okay to be scared. We all have those fears. The difference is I'm having the fear and I'm doing this shit anyway. And it takes practice. Be kind to yourself and understand it's okay to feel those, but just make a commitment to yourself to do it anyway. It may be dating. Do it anyway. Do it anyway and just change your mindset about it. Just, this is a learning experience. This is making me better until I find my person. Practice. That's another thing I did. I made a commitment to myself that I wouldn't ghost anyone. That and it had to do with people I had spent time talking to. Like if I just had a few texts back and forth, that didn't qualify as um it wasn't part of this rule. It was with people who I had invested a bit of time with. I I made this rule that I would tell them when I knew that I didn't want to proceed talking to them, and I would do so graciously. And it was hard at first because I was I was a very introverted person who would have preferred just to silently drift off, to be honest. So it took a lot of courage, but that's another thing. You build trust with yourself. When you commit yourself to do these things and you do them, you're building trust with yourself. And the more you trust yourself to get things done, the bigger things you're willing to take on and do. But this commitment really helped me grow in another ability of having difficult conversations. I have a hard time with difficult conversations, and I'm to a point where I understand they need to occur. Um, I still to this day, sometimes my voice will shake and I'll get really nervous. And I know where it comes from. It's just being in a lot of relationships where people don't validate you, don't listen to you. But I know how important they are to have. So I challenge you today to put yourself first and make a commitment to yourself to face rejection, to shift what rejection means, and understand that you are becoming a better person as each date or rejection of a job. If you shift what that is, like each time you go to a job and you have an interview and you aren't hired, you could look at it as rejection, or you could look at it as maybe that job wasn't for you and you didn't vibe together. And if you would have gotten the job, you wouldn't have been vibing together and you wouldn't have been happy there. Same with a rejection in a date. What if this person just kept you like around just to keep you around as a date to have? When all reality, like it's a favor to you that it's not moving forward because you're not going to vibe together. You're not going to be your true self. This isn't going to be your soul partner. So just consider that. It's another way to grow and evolve as you are on this journey. But I hope that unraveled some wisdom in these tangled moments that we have in life. And you understand that rejection is just part of everybody's life, not just yours. It has nothing to do with your value or your worth. You are fucking worthy as you are. It's just a matter of this was not your person. This was not your job. And that's okay. But thank you for coming to see me today. I can't wait till next week. I think I'm going to have to push it somehow and record ahead because I'm about to go on vacation with my family, which I'm super fucking excited about. I hope you have an incredible week, and I will see you next time to unravel the wisdom hidden in all these tangled moments. Love you guys.